All right, I think I am live. Guys, do me a favor, leave a one down into the chat room if you guys can hear me appropriately. We'll wholeheartedly appreciate it. All right. Leave a one down below if you guys can hear me coming through. And then we're going to get started here today. It's only been I did the live stream last week. So this is still all getting new to me again. Okay, I see the ones coming through. Shout out to everybody that's down into the building right now. Had to make sure that the audio and the visual was doing A-OK. Hopefully, I'm coming in through live and direct to each and every one of you guys. But listen, guys, listen. I woke up today and I chose violence. All right. Shout out to everybody that's down into the building. Y'all already know what time it is. We're going to do a disagreement day today. It is necessary to have these conversations. All right. Why? There's been a lot of information. There's been a lot of people. There's been a lot of disagreements. There's been a lot of dissension in the space when it comes to this platform right here, the things that I say, how I say them. So today is the day to come up. Let's have a conversation. This is your chance. Have your position be heard to make sure that I'm not tripping and I'm not bugging. All right, guys, do me a favor, share this stream right now as much as what you guys can, because there's a lot of people that apparently have a bone to pick with me. So I want to be able to talk to them live and direct today. Share this stream right now. All right. I've had a lot of accusations on this channel when it comes specific to hate, when it comes specific to the reason is why I was canceled, that I'm misogynistic. This is your opportunity. Come forth and let's have a conversation and let's have a discussion. All right. But before we get started within the live stream for today, y'all already know what time it is. Uh-oh. 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 Is that the theme song? Is that the theme song? Uh-oh. Y'all already know what time it is. City, state, I gotta understand the locations. Let's get active. Oh. City, state, where you guys from? Let's get it popping. We ain't playing no games here today. This is the smoke show. Who got something to say? Come through. This is your time. This is your opportunity. Y'all creating all these videos and shit like that. What's up? I see y'all down in the comment section. What's up? Let's have a conversation. This is your time to do it. City and your state. Where you coming from? United States. What's your province? Okay. What's your province? Okay. Let's talk about it. ATL in the building. Colorado, I see you. Cleveland in the building. 305, stand up. London, UK, what's good? Chi-Town, I see you. Bahamas, uh-oh. After vacation now. BX, stand up, I see you. Charleston, South Carolina. Dallas in the building. What up, Ranch? I see you, G. Brooklyn, stand up. Nevada, Las Vegas. Shout out to Las Vegas. Just got back from there, as most of you guys already know. All right. Listen, hold on. We can't quite leave the beat like that. You know what I'm saying? We got to run the beat back real quick. Cali in the building. Barbados, I see you. Jersey in the building. LA, I see you. Jamaica in the building. We worldwide in here. Yeah, we worldwide in here. Richmond, I see you. Phoenix, stand up. Fort Lauderdale, I love Fort Lauderdale. Oh. The theme song be rocking. Oh. Hey. 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 Montreal in the building. I've been to Montreal. Orlando in the building. Sydney, Australia. Oh yeah, we all over the place. We all over. North Carolina, I see you. Pittsburgh, stand up. I see you. Be more, stand up. All right? It's time for the smoke show. I chose violence today. I want to hear your guys' thoughts come through. Get ready. I'm going to put the link down in there in a little while. All right? I keep hearing they want me to spit a sweet 16 over the beat. Is that what y'all want? Is that what y'all want from me? Oh, that beat is so crazy. First time I heard that beat, I said, yep, give me that one. That one is mine. I want no one else to touch it but me. Happy Saturday to everybody. Let me get this off the screen real quick. Happy Saturday to everybody that's coming down into the building. It's so crazy to see all of the different cities, the states where everybody's from, not even just the United States, but all across the world. So thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm already seeing some super chats come down into the building. Shout out to Wrench Turner. Ain't no canceling, my brother. Hashtag Discord gang down into the building. Shout out to Wrench for sponsoring today's stream with the $100 super chat. Wholeheartedly appreciate that, my G. Patreon gang, stand up. Discord gang, stand up. Y'all already know what time it is. The support is crazy. Thank you. Shout out to Senator. Thank you so much. Let me put these on the screen real quick, too, just so you guys can understand what's happening over here. Damn, there's so many chats. I don't even know if I can put it up on the screen. There we go. There we go. Oh. Shout out to Sanders. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. All right. Shout out to... It's hard keeping up with all these super chats. Shout out to Senator. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Shout out to Bink the Batsui. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. All right, guys, we got a cook up here. All right. It's time to cook. I woke up and I chose violence today. All right. So again, send this link out to anybody that is a dissenter or even you that's down into the chat. Listen, I am under the understanding that I am not 100% right with everything out into the world. Everything that I talk about, and especially the things and the ways that I talk about it, comes from a particularly controversial perspective. And I know that, right? But I'm never in a mind to think that there's not a piece of information out there that I cannot learn from, right? There's something that I haven't considered, right? Because if there is, then much more of that information goes into fortifying the way that I think about something in order to improve it going into the future. But I've seen some bullshit in regards to my name down here in the streets. So send this link out, because if they want to come up here and they want to have a conversation, then we can absolutely let that happen. Before we get into the content today, I wanted to at first shout out a couple of quick things, quick housekeeping notes. Shout out to my Patreon, as I just shouted out earlier before. We had an absolutely large surge of members, a few dozen that have signed up to the Patreon and then come down into the Discord server. That is my hashtag MTArmy. That is the inner circle right there. Number one, thank you, thank you, thank you. We've been making a ton of changes to the Discords as well. Let me just show a quick screen of some of the changes that are being activated right now. So let me put this up on the screen. Make sure I don't put anything up here to get me popped. Okay, wrong one. Hold on. This is my Discord right here. So we have some opportunities, some events that are coming up. Tomorrow, 6 p.m., we got meetings with new server members. Monday, March 14th, we got a game night. All right. We might play some Among Us. You know what I'm saying? I already know what it is. I'm not going to be putting that particular one together, but we're going to be doing a game night. You know, that's how we get to know each other. All right. And we just have a little bit of fun. We got a dating and relationships chat Friday, March 18th. And then we got a financial chat on March 25th. As you guys see, we got activities popping. If you guys want to get closer to me, you want to get closer to the things that happen on the channel, that's the way to do it. If you want to be around people that are dope, that are uplifting, that's the community. Bar none, the absolute best Patreon, the best Discord community that exists. So if you want to be a part, you already know where to find me. Second thing that I wanted to mention, Shout out to my first official documentary. You guys will see a link pinned to the top of this chat if you want to be able to pick that up. And I'm so happy about this. I've always had people that ask me questions like, yo, you should write a book about X, Y, and Z, or at least, jot it down, something that people can pick up. Well, instead of doing that, because I know that most people came onto this channel looking at me from a visual perspective as well as an auditory perspective, I just combined the visual and the auditory, and then I made a documentary to put all of my thoughts together. All right. The name of it is called Transcending the Red Pill. It is an absolute must for anyone that is down into the space. It's the best documentary that you will look at to understand the political, social, as well as the economic reasons as to why this space currently exists. And then also it gives you solutions to move forward within your life and understanding the matrix that you are a part of. Okay. So sales have been booming. Click the link up there to get your own copy. Let me drop this link right now because this is a smoke show. I'm dropping a link right now. That's the link to be able to come up. All you guys just need is just a phone. All right. Make sure that you're ready to cam up. Here's the thing. This is going to be a very boring show if no one disagrees with me, because here's the thing. There's a lot of people that just say things, right? But if it's a one-to-one conversation, a lot of the things that they say will begin to fall apart. So if y'all really about it, then come up here and let's have a conversation. All right. And I say smoke show, but it doesn't even have to be a smoke show in the truest sense of the word. It could just be you don't agree with something that you heard on a particular video. If that's the case, then come up and let's have a conversation about it. Okay. Because the opportunity to clarify the things that I talk about is key. Because what I think that happens is that people hear different things and then they feel their way into how it is that they think about me. All right. But do understand that the purpose of me doing this today is to strengthen the message and the purpose of this channel. Because I find, and there has been evidence to show as of last week, that if you do not get ahead of your own message, if you do not get ahead of your brand, then people will go out of their way to stretch the truth. As unbecoming as what it is, there's a lot of bored people out there, and they will give the opportunity to do that and to mess you up within it. But one thing that you have to understand is that if you want to be a leader in anything within your life, you have to understand that not everybody is going to agree with you. But my goal is not to be liked. It's not to be loved. It's to continue to push my message, irrespective of who chooses to cancel me. Because the truth will never be canceled. You understand what I'm saying? So I talk about my message, right? Let me get this back on the screen real quick. Hold on. Give me a second. So anyway, I talk about my message, irrespective of how my message was just recently hit by cancel culture, but that's neither here nor there. Shout out to Teach Hanley, by the way, they're still supporting your boy. All right. But what is my message? What is it that I'm trying to do? Well, I'm trying to uplift and strengthen men. Okay. Uplift and strengthen men. Okay. While also dabbling within the idea of giving women or helping women understand men. Okay. There's been decades of information pushed out in regards to who we are and what we are about that is absolutely false and or incorrect. And in fact, they did it in such a way to pander to what it is that you want to hear and what it is that you want to see. There's inherent problems within that, because many modern women today are understanding that they really don't understand men. I did a video not too long ago when I went out into Vegas with the two lovely young ladies, okay, one of which was talking about beating men or beating her boo-boo kachu, all right, her baby daddy. What's one of the questions that I asked her? What do you bring to the table? She said, I am the table, of course, is what we normally hear when asking that question. What did I follow up with? How do you know what you bring to a proverbial table if you don't understand what men want? I get email, I get DM after DM of women saying, thank you so much for your videos. Because of your videos, I more formally understand my father more. I more formally understand my husband or my boyfriend more. I more formally understand my nephews as well as my son more because of your videos. And I'm humbled by each and every one of those messages. In essence, what I'm trying to say is I want young women not to be like this woman.
Don't have a boyfriend and I don't want it. And if I want one, I could have 4 or 5 of them if I want. I don't want to associate with nobody. I don't have a boyfriend and I don't want it. And if I want one, I could have 4 or 5 of them if I want. But I don't want to associate with nobody. I don't have a boyfriend and I don't want it. And if I want one, I could have 4 or 5 of them if I want. But I don't want to associate with nobody.
All right. I'm going to take that off real quick. It's too late for her. Okay. It's too late for her. I don't associate with nobody, but I could have 5 if I wanted to. Shut up, Mildred. Shut up. You know not of what you speak. You're way past expiry. Guys, I'm going to put a little link that's down up in here. Mods, if you guys can continue to post the link, would wholeheartedly appreciate it. All right. Would wholeheartedly appreciate it. Let me also say this as well. I show my face on here. If you want to come up and you have dissension for the platform, show your face. None of that sly fake shit. All right. You have dissension for the platform. If you don't agree with me, come up here. Come up here. Let's see who you are. Let's see what you about. Okay. And let's have a conversation. All right. Because I see videos being made. I see comments on the right. Come up and have a conversation with me. And we'll see how many people actually want to have a conversation with. I'm going to tell you guys right now, this is going to be a very dead show. I'm telling y'all right now, it's going to be a dead show if no one wants to come forward. All right. But see, here's the thing is that most of the people that make these videos that's based off of, like, I don't even understand what they are based off of. They don't know me. Right. I've legitimately watched. Let me just say this as well. Damn, Bernadette. The geriatric innards. You already know it's just nothing. When you go down there and there, dust, bat gonna fly out. I just saw the new Batman movie. That shit was fantastic, by the way. Go watch it. I don't want to date with nobody. Anyway, show your face. I've legitimately watched videos of 60-year-old men. Legitimately 60-year-old men. I don't know why or how they have time for this. Try to make money off of my ball sack. Legitimately. They will try. They'll try to call out. Man, I don't think mediocre has I don't think MTR has ever had cancer because geez, have you not seen this, that? And I'm just like, oh my God, like, and you're monetizing. You're a grown-ass man monetizing my nuts. I never thought, by the way, I never thought I would get somewhere like in a life where people are making money off of my nut sack. I never thought, or at least half of my nut sack now. You understand me? But it's an actual real thing, and it's unfortunate. So if you want to come up here and you want to have a conversation, let's have a conversation. All right. I'm gonna throw my link that's down up in here. It's actually, to be honest with you guys, it's one of the saddest things because listen, just like you have, like in the real world, that you have snake oil salesmen, right? You'll have scammers. You'll have Miss Cleos, right? If you guys are 80s or 90s, baby, you know what I'm talking about when I talk about Miss Cleo, all right? Or you Gen Zers and shit like that. She was a like a call center hotline person that would be like, I would tell your future, right? She's a scammer, right? She's a scammer. But see, the scamming shit, it also exists on the internet as well. So what people will do is that they'll create countercultures to the things that you were saying. Call me now. They'll create countercultures to the things that you're saying just because it's more difficult to, agree with people. But my platform has never been about being overtly negative to people. I take a look at situations and I like to have a conversation regarding the things that I see, and I liken it to the truth. All right. As I said before on my last stream, as I wait for people to come down in here. Thank you, Gail at Night, for putting down the link that's down up in here. Please, I keep on doing that. Okay. But this is a critical thinking channel. What we do up here is we toss up ideas and as well as situations, right? And we take a look at what are the environmental factors that are leading to the things that we are seeing here today, as well as dispelling all of the myths that bring us closer to the truth. Because the closer to the truth that we are, the more that you will maximize the chances in your life of having a happy life. I really, truly believe that. But let me also put this up on the screen right now so you guys can further understand what it is that I am talking about. All right. I posted this video on my Instagram not too long ago. Let's listen in.
Hold
on. I'm going to restart it.
Women want to hold women accountable.
We do, because y'all as a society hold us accountable on a daily basis. Can't breathe.
Women don't hold women accountable.
Yes, we do. No. Y'all don't hold men accountable.
You know what it is?
I've been harassed, and I've seen other guys literally watch it happen.
I think I understand. Your definition of harass,
yes,
I think is what it is. If a man is talking to you, he thinks he's talking, but you think it's harass. I think that's where it's
absolutely. That's not.
But listen,
if you're putting your hands on my body and I did not explicitly invite that, that is harassment.
A man will be the first person to come to the occasion if they understand that what is happening is inherently disrespectful. A man is going to be the first one to white knight. Is going to be the first one to save the day. Are you serious?
Not in this generation. I haven't experienced that.
I completely and utterly disagree.
Mush.
Why don't women want
to? Let me pause it right there. Okay. All right. Hold on. I'm thirsty. Okay. It's very important. Although the title of that video is "Why Won't Women Hold Other Women Accountable?" I had another woman right here in order to have a conversation, and I would argue at the end of that conversation, we came to an understanding. All right. That's the point of the channel, is because although she didn't agree with me, and although she had this overwhelming perspective when it came to the things that she believed, whether it be the indoctrination of the information from feminists within our society, the bullshit of the Disney fairy tale as pushed within our culture, within our media, we came to an understanding at the end of that. But what's also very interesting about that conversation, let me pop it up on the screen right now. Okay. Hold on. It was very interesting about that conversation, and I actually took a screenshot of this. I actually wrote in the post. Y'all remember this convo? Why don't women hold other women accountable or hold each other accountable? Let's talk about it. Okay. The comment that I pinned at the top of this was a man saying, "You're an incel, huh?" Okay. Now, I look at a comment like that and I say to myself, it's ridiculous to think that we currently live in a society today that not agreeing with a woman's position is deemed as you can't get women. And in fact, you are celibate because nobody will choose you, which further goes into the reason that I do this, because not only is there a swath of information that dissuades men from having an opinion that is impacting women within the culture, but it also impacts men. And that's one of the scariest things, is that when the manipulation becomes so froth that it affects those that would benefit from understanding the truth. Okay. But just as I said before, if you want to become a leader in life, no matter what it is that you do, no matter, you have to understand that there's going to be troll shit. There's not a such thing as a CEO of a company that don't have employees that are within that company that can't stand that leader, or even the leaders that report into the CEO can't stand them. Talk all types of shit about them. Okay. All types of shit. Right. But as a man, you must understand, if you want to be a leader, this is what you have to deal with. This is what you will be faced with. And it's not on responding to all of the shit, but it's how, okay, you come off within that. All right. So before we get officially started with the smoke show, because I already see that there's some that's down in here. And mind you, ladies, call in. I want to hear from you guys as well. Let me post it down up in here one more time. Ladies, call in as well. I want to hear from you guys as well. What is the things that you disagree with? What have I said on this channel before that rubs you the wrong way? All right. For the fellas that are out there, you watch the show with your spouse, right? Your significant other. You guys have disagreements regarding the things that I talk about. Tell them to call in. All right. Let's have a conversation, because I want to be able to hear, understand, and as well as rebut. All right. So here are the rules before we get started. You're going to come up here. You're going to be extremely respectful. All right. There's not going to be any over talking. There's not going to be any long diatribes. No one wants to hear about your life story or anything like that. Speak in bullet points. What is your point? Get to the point and let me respond. All right. If you bore us to death, I'm going to move on from you. All right. Come ready as well to speak about something that I've actually talked about on my channel. Okay. Come ready. Come prepared. And above all, cam up. All right. Let me put on my headphones real quick, and then we're going to get this situated. All right. All right. Let's get it started. First to the stage.
What's going on?
What up? How are you?
Anoki. What was that?
Saying your name correctly?
Anoki the one.
Anoki the one. Okay.
Yeah, that's my yeah. What was that?
I said, what do you have for me? What did you?
I first want to say that there's a lot that I do agree with you on. I do feel like men should have a voice. I grew up with all boy cousins. I've seen a different side of how boys grow up versus how women grow up and girls grow up. So there's a lot.
It's a lot different. But listen, we're not here to agree with me. We're here to disagree with me. What's up?
Yeah, I'm just saying. I just want to put that out there, because I know when people see women on your show, they, So a lot of times. So, but I could just say, like, the clip that I just saw, I disagree with. I wasn't expecting to think about that. But
what was the clip? What did you just see? Let's get in there.
The clip that you just showed was the girl saying that she feels like there's times where she's harassed and there's men around that don't come to her. I'm not saying that men should just always come to people's rescue, but from my perspective, because like we said, boys and girls are.
Can I ask you a question, Anoki? Did you see the whole video, or did you just see the clip?
I did. I actually watched that whole video. So
okay, so within the whole video, you agreed with what of her position?
Well, I wanted to talk about this specific point because she talked about a lot of different things. There's some things I didn't agree with her on as well.
Okay.
But with that specific point, I kind of...
Can you restate the specific point that you agree with that I don't agree with? Just so we're all clear.
Yeah. So pretty much the idea that if a man knows that she's uncomfortable or that she feels unsafe in some way, if it's clear and it's communicated, that he's going to automatically either back off or somebody's going to come to her rescue. I feel like that kind of summed up what happened. Do you agree with that, or am I?
So I'm kind of losing exactly what you're saying. So you're saying that, let me try to paraphrase. You're saying that you agree with that if a man is trying to talk to a woman and she does not want to, or she says, I don't want to talk to you, and he continues to talk to her, then that is harassment. Is that what you're saying? Okay, no. Can you restate it again? I'm a little bit confused.
So I agree. So basically, I articulated what I received. So from my understanding, what she's saying is that she doesn't agree with you with the idea that if a man knows that she's uncomfortable and that she doesn't want to be touched and different things like that, that man is not going to continue to move forward, and some other man is going to come and save the day. That's
but see the thing is that my point was based in that men don't. There's a subjective layer there that women will determine as harassment, and the subjective layer is if they are attracted to you. So in men's mind, that is a weird concept. It's a weird concept to understand. Now, it's not to say if a dude is trying to talk to you and it comes up to you like, hey yo, ma, what's good? How you doing? Da da da. And then like you clearly want to walk away from the situation, and then he follows you. That is clearly harassment. But I've actually done content on this channel that talked about, depending upon if she's attracted to you, is what how she will respond to you in a situation like that. So we talked about that to a degree within the original video. So I don't think that was really demonstrated within the clip because I only had a minute to cut that up and portray that. So I guess, are you disagreeing with me that women will not treat you differently depending upon if they are attracted to you? Like if I was just in Vegas, I don't know if you just see the Vegas videos not too long ago. If I walked up to those ladies, right, and I was homeless and I asked for an interview, versus if I looked like how I look right now and asked for those interviews, would that have not been taken differently?
I think definitely, because when we move in the world, certain things are more dangerous versus how, like if a homeless man walks, I'm more comfortable with it others, but that's more dangerous for a homeless man to walk up to me, because oftentimes homeless men aren't mentally stable. So when somebody's not mentally stable, you have to have defense mechanisms that other people may not have to have. You have to be more alert, and you can't just allow, because there's also a side where if you make any kind of gesture that you like it, then it's your fault. If anything goes down, well, we have to be very, very careful in how we.
So let me try to rephrase the question. So are you saying that men with handsome privilege don't have more leadway in speaking to women in conversations? Because just like I demonstrated in the video, when I had the original conversation with the women in Vegas, I had touched one of their arm and made physical contact and asked for an interview. And honestly, I think if I hadn't done that, they would have just kept on walking. But because I did that and made that, and because she was attracted to me, then the conversation was allowed to happen. So what we talked about is there's a subjective layer that men have to go through when speaking to women. So one woman can judge how a man approaches them as harassment, but the same woman that is attracted to that man would not judge that as harassment. Are you saying that is false?
I'm not saying that's false, but
so then we don't disagree, because that was the root of the argument.
But I don't think
if you don't agree with that right there, then we don't disagree.
Well, I feel like it's not because she's automatically attracted. I feel like there's certain things that, even if somebody's not attracted to you and you're dressed better, that there's all kind of unconscious things that go with dressing better. We know he's probably more safe to be around. He probably has his mind right a little bit more. There's certain energy. Women pick up energy.
It's not just about dressing. It's also if women are just attracted in general. It's not just about dressing. So there's a subjective layer there. There's a subjective layer there to harassment. And that was the only argument that I had in that clip, is I'm saying the way that she was speaking about harassment is that it's a solid line for every woman. And I was demonstrating that it's not. It's a gray goddamn area. It's a super gray area. But today in 2022, right, it has hit men with this hashtag Me Too movement in such a way that men are dissuaded from having conversations with women in real time, right? So if the crux of the argument that you had with me is this harassment thing, what I'm saying is that it's an extremely gray area, and how I think that she was determining it is different than what the next woman determined it as. And if you're saying that that's not true, then we have a disagreement. But if you're saying that that is true, then we agree with each other.
Yeah. I mean, I think we probably do agree. Like,
there it is.
Yeah. All
right. So listen, is there any other disagreements that you have on the platform? Because it couldn't just be from the clip that I had earlier.
Yeah, that wasn't even the thing that I thought of.
All right. So real quick, let's get through your last point, and then I got to move on to the next one.
So I definitely disagree with the idea that I feel like the comparison between Thai women or women that are overseas in that area of the world.
Let's talk about it. Let's get active.
I feel like this is a good.
Can I ask you a question real quick? How old are you?
I'm 30.
You're 30. Okay.
Yeah.
And you're in the West, I would assume.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Okay, keep going.
Yeah. So my thing with this idea, I feel like there's an idea that I feel like is kind of romanticized, because things that are far away is always going to seem better. And I've also talked to people that are from that part of the world and different things like that. And there's a lot of trafficking. Let
me talk to you. Let me just ask you a quick question. Does it not seem better if a woman is cooking for you in the mornings? Does it not seem better if a woman will stop you while you're editing and will clean your nails? Does it not seem better that a woman will take up your hobbies for you? Right. So like, we're getting in the area of I feel like, and then the grass is always greener, but we demonstrated clear reasons as to how the treatment in much more traditional societies is better than the treatment in this boss be I'm an independent woman culture. So fixate right on those points and tell me, how's that not better?
For you, I think that, I mean, for guys that may be better, but as far as the woman who is living in impoverished environments, it is largely impoverished. The men,
I don't think that there's anything, if a man is going over there and has the opportunity to pay for the standard of living that she asked for
in Thailand, but a lot of men aren't able to take care of their women. I think if men were able to
listen, are we saying what men can do or what women want? Because most women today want to be taken care of. I mean, shit, most women today. All right. So then what are we arguing here? So the thing is like within our society today in Western culture in America, it is very difficult to have only one income on average salary and to be able to be a complete provider without help from a significant other. So is your argument that men should not go over there because they can get that accomplished with an average salary?
So you're saying they should live there and have their wife there and all this other stuff because it's cheaper to be the cost of living is cheaper.
My question was really clear. Are you saying that men should not be moving over there to be able to provide for women that are attracted to them?
Oh, if they're moving there, yeah, I think that's a different story. If you're going to, and also if you're comparing those women, also that's the thing. My issue is that you're comparing oranges to apples because they're living in a totally different. You can have a luxurious life in Thailand with the amount of money you're making to pay for an apartment in America. So if somebody is living in America, they want someone in America, it doesn't make sense to compare them to somebody living also with women who's starving. There, a lot of them are in sex. There's a huge sex trafficking trade in Thailand and in a lot of these places where y'all are saying, oh, she's going to cook and clean. There's sex slaves a lot of times. And to me, that sounds like I'm going to go to Thailand to have a sex slave.
I'm trying to understand your point. I'm trying really hard. So are you saying you disagree with me saying, hey, look, there's another portion of a country where there's a brother out there that has demonstrated, and I've also been to Thailand as well, that has demonstrated how women over there treat them. Okay. And my point of that video was to show, hey, look, we complain from a Western culture perspective about the things that our culture has been indoctrinated in that shows men a lack of respect. It's literally the reason why my channel exists. Okay. It's literally the reason why my channel exists. So obviously there's enough men that feel this certain type of way, that look at how a woman is treating her man, and a man that is from here across the country. Are you saying it's unfair to compare the two? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, because
So,
I grew up with
okay.
both parents. I grew up with both parents, and they worked together. They worked together with two incomes, and they became high value together because of their marriage, because they worked together. They had two incomes. They were able to build with each other. That's very different than saying, okay, I'm going to go to Thailand so somebody can do everything I want them to do, and I can afford them to do it. And my grandfather, he took care of two houses. Like he had two, really, I mean, so
let me ask you a question.
To do that in America, you can do whatever you want. You can say whatever
I'm going to ask you a question.
And you should get that respect.
In your example, was your father the leader?
Yes, he was the leader. He was a leader. He was the structure. He was the backbone. He was the one who made sure the savings was together, and that, you know, they worked together.
So your father being a leader and your mother working together has what to do with men looking at how women treat men in Thailand? Because I think you're conflating a lot of different things that is difficult for me to try to. It seems as though you're feeling your way through this conversation, right? What I'm trying to say is that
I'm being very clear.
So no. I don't think you are being very clear.
The dynamic.
I'm trying to understand exactly. If you get exactly to the point, okay, of why men shouldn't understand how women treat men abroad. If you could just answer that question.
The difference is that you can't expect a woman to do all this for you when she's also working. So both of you need to work in the house, and both of you need to work outside the house. That's what my father did. He worked inside the house. He would cook, he would clean, he would wash his clothes.
Anoki, I gotta ask one more time. I gotta ask one more time because you're not answering the question.
You can't expect to be treated like a king if you don't have, you can't afford it.
You're not answering the question. Specifically,
the same energy.
Specifically,
if she's working, then
Anoki, you ready to have a conversation?
I'm ready. I mean, you asked me, and I'm
specifically. Why does it make modern women so upset to compare of a better way that women are treating men?
I don't think that's just a better way. I think it's you're comparing.
Anoki, you're not answering the question. Anoki, you've asked me questions and I've answered your questions. I'm asking you a question and you're not answering the question. You're deflecting.
Answering the question. I'm not answering it the way you want me to answer.
Very specifically, one more time. What is the issue with demonstrating how much more traditional women treat men abroad? Why is it that modern women today, why is it that modern women today don't want the information of better treatment to be known?
Traditional, when men were able to take care of the whole household in America. They're not able
Anoki, this is a very difficult conversation because I ask a question and you go elsewhere with it.
If you want to talk about modern women, you have to talk about modern men. Modern men are not they're not on the same level as my grandfather. They're not as masculine. They're not doing the same type of physical work. They're not taking care of the home completely by themselves, and even other homes. Like, I mean, that's just to be completely honest. The income is not the same. You have to do more. You have to have more. So that means now you have to do more in the home. And if you can't do more in the home, then you will be disrespected by women because they're doing things outside to make sure y'all have a home. Otherwise, you'll be homeless.
Anoki, do you watch the content on the channel? Do you watch the content on the channel? I don't think you watch the content on the channel.
I have my own opinion.
So you don't agree. So you don't agree that there's information from a media perspective, right? 8-figure nigga, money about money nigga. You will not agree. You don't agree. Watching the Saweetie videos talking about the 8-figure dude. You don't agree that there's a barrier for men when it comes to how much income that they, right? Like large component of the argument is that modern women today want the benefits of being modern, but they also want the benefits of being traditional. How can you be independent and then also want for me to pay on the first date? You can't have both. You have to choose. But see, modern women today cherry pick. They cherry pick and they want their cake and they eat it too. And they want to eat it too. So here's the thing: is that the bullshit within that is that, okay, well, you guys have artificially inflated the market with delusions of grandeur of where you are actually placed. But when a representative on the other side of the country is being shown as how she treats a man, modern women get upset about that. But I'll tell you what, though, it's not modern women that understand the bullshit that exists within our society. When you talk about this, it's only coming from the perspective of what men lack.
I don't think so. My whole point was that you can have we're living in modern times. So if you want to have a traditional lifestyle in America, that means you have to have millions of dollars at this point because everything's more expensive. Other than that, you have to come up with a modern way, which means working together outside of the house. And
Anoki, I'm going to ask you a question.
Respecting each other's roles, Anoki, because it's different now. It's just a different
Anoki, I'm going to ask you a question. What do men today, what would you say is the top 3 to 5 things that men are looking for in women today?
I think the biggest things that men are looking for, top 3 to 4, modern men or real men, high value men. Because there's difference.
All right, I'm gonna ask one more.
Because I don't like to generalize. So which kind of men? Because you talk about modern women all the time. So are we talking about modern men? Are we talking about high value men? Are we talking about everyday working class men? Because there's very different types of men. Do you agree with that?
I'm gonna ask one more time.
Do you agree that there's different kinds of men? Because then people are gonna say I'm generalizing.
There's different types of everything in this world.
Exactly.
So what do you think are the top 3 to 5 things that men are looking for from women, generally speaking?
I'd say the biggest thing is that if they would be completely honest, I think that
the amount of time that it's taking you to answer this shows a large part of the issue. It's are you heterosexual?
No, I'm not. So I know that's gonna throw off the chat, but I don't see why that's an issue because my parents are straight and everything else is so.
Anoki.
I have a different.
Are you lesbian?
That's why this.
Are you bisexual?
What was that?
Are you bisexual or are you lesbian?
I date women. That's why, that's a part of the reason why I listen, because I do agree. I don't agree with a lot of the things that a lot of modern women do and how they think and how they carry on and how they treat men or people in general based on society. But there's also me being a woman, my experiences, my mother, my sister, I'm seeing things. So
Anoki, it's no disrespect, but I completely understand this entire conversation now. like you saying that, the wool is over my eyes. I think that it's very hard to empathize with. I'm gonna explain to you. It's very hard to empathize with men because you don't understand what men want. So when I ask you questions of why is it so bad to show how women treat men abroad, you don't empathize with that because you don't care. Because you don't care what men want. That's why it took so long for you to answer what men are looking for. When I talk about it literally in every other video, that's why it's so long, is because you don't internalize what men want. And instead, most of the information that you know about men is through hearsay, through anecdotal information, or it's from the different media outlets that exist or the music that exists within the culture. So I will go on to say that you are not informed enough about men
based on my sexuality, but
I will go on to say that you are not informed about men enough to have a large understanding of men.
That makes no sense. I have a father. There's a lot of women that don't have that didn't grow up with their father, their grandfather. So because
And they don't,
I
and a
don't
lot of them
lay
struggle
down
to
with
understand
men,
what men
I
want as
don't have
well.
enough experience. I spend all my time with men. Most of my
Listen.
time in my entire life has been with men.
So why don't
So
you know
to
what
assume
men
that
want?
because I'm a lesbian that I haven't spent enough time.
No, it's not because you're a lesbian, mama. It's because I asked you what are men looking for, and first, to give yourself more time to talk about it, you asked real men. You asked real men or high value or whatever it is that you said, right? So like, it's not because you're so much so as a lesbian, although that goes into to a degree, because I think that there's less experience in catering to a man to understand what men want. But then also, it's because of how you chose to answer that question and the time that it took.
So what are the top 3 to 5 things women want?
Listen, mama, I gotta move on because we've been doing
Of
this for a long
course, see?
time.
Come on.
I've been doing this for a long time.
What's the top 3 to 5 things women want?
Listen, here's the
If you
thing.
can't answer that question,
Here's what I learned about this conversation. I need to ask people their sexual orientation before we get started. Anoki, listen, I appreciate you. I appreciate your thoughts.
why can't you answer the question? Why
Because I gotta move on, mama. We've been doing this for a long time. We
So
got some other people that down there as well.
I'm a lesbian, I can't answer that random question.
No, I just explained to you why exactly you're unfit for this conversation.
But you can't answer the same question.
I don't understand why you would why as a lesbian you would care that I'm showing more traditional Eastern women on this channel. I just, for the life of me, I just don't understand.
Like
but anyway, Anoki,
it's not realistic.
Anoki,
like, I have a father. I have
Anoki.
Again, my father passed from cancer. You've experienced
I'm sorry to hear
cancer.
that.
Kevin Samuels has experienced cancer. I feel like there's a pattern. These are real issues that men are having. Men are dying. Black men are dying so quickly, and I feel like y'all could be talking about much more real things than, hey, go to Thailand and create a villa with women who are struggling to survive. Like, y'all should be talking about real stuff. Like,
talking about what men want is real stuff, Anoki.
okay. Well,
the more that you invalidate men, the greater we will become. The more that you invalidate what men want, what men like, what men want to see, the greater that we will become. It's ideas like this that bring men to this portion of YouTube, Anoki. It's ideas like this. I want to
see men survive. I want to see men live for.
All right. Anoki, thank you so much for coming through, mama. I wholeheartedly appreciate it. We're not gonna continue to talk over each other, but I appreciate you, mama. You're welcome at any time to come back, Anoki. You're welcome at any time to come back because this was a fruitful until I found out that you're not heterosexual. That conversation.
So that everything I just said is no.
Anoki, I wholeheartedly appreciate you, mama. Come back whenever. All right, I gotta move on to the next one though, mama. Thank you so much again for calling in. Shout out to Anoki. Hold on, I'm thirsty. Let me just make something very clear real quick. Because it seems as though she went down a path of trying to invalidate or push me into a position of that I'm invalidating her based off of her sexuality. And I just think that it would have been a much more appropriate discussion to have that with someone that is in a current state of wanting to know, love, and understand men. So it's a lot more difficult. So now I understand why when I bring up something that is appealing to men, and mind you, on that video, by the way, I had a lot of women that was down into the chat that was just like, damn, I'm down in here taking notes. But see, she wouldn't be a person like that because she's not dating men. She doesn't want to marry a man. She doesn't want to learn how to treat a man better, right? Listen, let me say this real quick as well. The number one relationship that a man will have in his life is a woman, is his partner that he chooses to live life with. So men talking about what matters to them from a relationship perspective, how dare you act like it's not important? There should be other things that you guys talk about. What are you guys doing talking about? How dare you, Anoki? I like her name, by the way, Anoki. That's a really dope name. I'm gonna put the link that's down up in here. I see a bunch of people that's down in here. I see a bunch of people that's down here in the chat. If you guys disagree with me, this is your day to pop your smoke. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we got a bunch that's down up in here. Ladies, call in as well. Gail, I see you. Thank you, Gail. Appreciate that. Guys, do me a favor right now. Show me some goddamn likes and hit on that goddamn like button so this can get to as many people as possible. Next to the stage. What up, Darcy?
Hi, how's it going?
Hey, what's up? It's going okay. Is that a baby?
So, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I'm gonna have some kids in the background.
Are you married?
I am, yes.
Okay, how long you been married?
We have been married for going on 3 years.
Okay. I recently had a live stream, a trip that I took to Vegas, and I had a conversation with a married couple, and it made me feel like I can't ask married people questions anymore because it might lead to divorce. Anyway, I'll tread lightly.
Oh my goodness, no, I don't think so. I'm
Okay,
confident.
awesome.
I'm
Awesome,
confident of you, so yeah, you know what? I'm actually a big fan of your YouTube channel. And you know, I agree with most of the things that you say. I think that I have pretty conservative views.
Okay.
But I think the only thing that I kind of disagreed with and kind of took a break from watching your channels because there were some inconsistencies. So I
Talk to me.
What was that?
Talk to me. I want to hear the inconsistencies.
Yeah. So what it was is you have a couple of reaction videos, and I remember one you had. There was a reaction video and you were talking about some of the women. It was another YouTuber, I'm sorry, and he was interviewing women, and a lot of the women said that, you know, I am the table, that kind of talk.
Okay.
I bring myself to the table, and
Sure.
you were just saying, and you were mentioning how that's not what men are looking for. They're not looking for a woman that has 9 degrees, making a certain type of figure, and it was, you know, valid points. And I guess my confusion was there's other videos where there was a guy that I think he was in South Beach or Miami, and he was interviewing women, and some of the women were saying, well, I want to be supportive. I want to help you hold down the home. And your reaction was, well, is that it? You know, we're looking for more than just that. And so,
okay. So let me
me
try to
being
answer that.
a stay-at-home mom,
Wait, hold up, Darcy. Let me try to paraphrase that just to make sure that everyone's on point, because it was a long time for you to be able to talk about that. So what you're saying is that you've seen me conduct one video where I talked about the what do you bring to the table, and we talked about degrees, right? Like level of money that they have, and I talked about, and I said in a disdainful way their answer. Then I did another video, and what was spoken about was specific to holding down the home, and I had a disdainful answer. Is that what you're saying?
yes, pretty much.
So you have a disagreement
I
with
felt
that,
like they
right?
contradicted.
Okay.
Yeah, I just didn't
so here's the
understand
thing.
where they're coming from.
So I would love to see the particular clip of what that is, but I maintain the point that most men today are not looking for women with a ton of degrees. Now, I'm not saying that men are not looking for women that have not accomplished things within their life, right? Like, I think that it's a lot different if you come across a woman who's, you know, let's say 28 years old and she's still at McDonald's versus a 19-year-old woman, right? Like, that's at McDonald's, right? You judge those different things differently if they're both working at the cash register based on the level of life that they've lived, right? And me personally, it's something that I think about within that, because I don't necessarily, right? Like, I look at how she has made decisions within her life, and that's important to me. How she's made decisions regarding her femininity, how she's made decisions regarding her body count, how she treats her body, how she makes decisions with what she chooses to wear on her head, right? Like, or the type of makeup, the eyelashes, the nails. I make decisions based off of all of those things, and I maintain true to those points. Now, specific to the video on South Beach, I don't actually remember specifically what you're talking about. But my thing is that like if women give 10% of the 100% that men are talking about, then I'll talk about that as well, right? Because if you don't talk about the key things that we talk about, then it's always going to be hard for me to understand you. But within that, there have definitely been videos on my channel where women have said, this is what I bring to the table, and I did like this. But then I also followed up and said, but gents, understand that the actions and the words have to be judged. Okay? Don't just listen to what they say. Watch the actions if they're really and officially about that life. Anyway, how do you respond?
Right. Yeah, because the video that I'm referring to, it was about it was another YouTuber, and he usually goes to the streets of Miami and does reactions to or interviews people, and he questions them like body count and what are you looking for in a relationship?
Do you disagree with anything I just said, Dercy? Do you disagree with anything I just said?
Not with what you said, no.
Okay, so then we agree.
I guess so.
All right. Well, okay. All right. Well, Darcy, anything else? Anything? See, this is what happens is that like I have conversations with people in real time, and then like it's like, oh no. Okay, I understand your point there. You understand what I'm saying? Which is why it's so beneficial to have these conversations.
Yeah,
because I think it's easy to take things out of context. Say what?
Yeah, I am a fan of your channel. I do appreciate your content. There was just some things I just wanted, a little clarity on.
Is there anything else that needs clarity?
No, just that one topic from the top of my head.
Well, Darcy, thank you so much for coming through to the channel. You're welcome back at any time. Okay, but I like when we switch the disagree to an agree. That's a win for me. You understand what I'm saying? But continue to support the channel. Wholeheartedly appreciate it. All right.
All right. Thank you.
Mama. All right. Guys, listen, I'm gonna drop a link that's down up in here. Link dropped. Hold on one second for me. Link drop, guys. Feel free to come up. I see folks that's down in there that don't have their cameras up. I'm kicking your ass out to make room for other people that's calling in. Okay. Let me get this off. Stop screen. Hold up. Where's my shit? Hold on, guys. 1 second for me. I'm gonna get back activated. So what happens when you do streams by yourself? Okay. I'll be right back. Hold on. I'll be right back. Let me run in the restroom real quick. All right, we back. I forgot to mention this as well. The after party to this live stream will be in my Discord. Okay. The after party to this live stream will be in my Discord. Guys, check the link down in the description box down below. If you want to be a part of the inner circle, click on that link, go beam up, and then you can have conversation with everybody in my inner circle, including me as well. So if you want to be a part of the after parties, if you want to come get the content behind the content, if you want to come connect with the community, which is so many benefits in being able to do that, because I'm just down there randomly talking about financial shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing, is that like there's people down in there that are about their business. Okay, that's about their business, that are doing great, fantastic things, that are just letting the information fly. So if you want to be a fly on the wall, or you want to help contribute, that's the link. Go down in there and show some love, support, and respect. All right. Let me just reread the rules real quick, just so we all on the same page. Come up here and be respectful, no over talking. Speak clearly, have your point ready. Okay, we're not gonna be talking a long time. No long diatribes. No one cares about your life story. All right, come ready to combat a specific point that I have stated. All right, and your face must be up here. Also, too, if you don't have a shirt on, if you smoking, I'm going to kick you out of the goddamn screen if you're not in good light. Who is this down in here that continues comes back down here with no video? Get out of here. Show me some respect. By the way, guys, hit on the goddamn like button. Well, wholeheartedly appreciate that. Shout out to Gil. I see you, Gil. Gil at night, the best moderator amongst these parts of YouTube. Thank you so much, Gil. Shout out to the super chats that are coming in. I see that. Let me continue to cook though. All right. Let me see. Next to the stage, cousin Joey. What's good, brother? How are you?
What's up, cuzzo, man? How you doing, man?
Chilling, bro. Listen, man. It look like you about to argue some major shit. Let's get it popping.
Actually, man, dog, I don't. You know what you said? Come on, if I have an argument with you, but I'm not gonna lie to you, man. That last little live you did, I think.
I got canceled.
No, man. You know where I disagree with you at, man? Serious
Yeah.
as all the
Yes, sir.
With the cancer.
With the what?
With the C word.
Oh, okay. Let's keep going.
No,
So-
the reason why I disagree with you on this is because
Wait. Do you what exact point do you disagree with on? Do you disagree with me talking about it?
no. I
Okay.
disagree with you on the fact that you believe that people weren't sincere about how they felt about it because you were spending so much time concentrating on the fact that people was talking about you having this situation.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to be clear.
Oh.
The people that showed me love, support, and respect, I wasn't talking about them. I was
Oh, I
talking
know,
about
but you were talking
Yeah.
about the people. No, you were talking about the people that didn't show you love, support, and respect. And what I'm saying,
no. I want to be clear. I was talking about the people that said that I did not have cancer. And they said that I'm lying to the people because I'm trying to make money, right? Like, those are the people that I'm specifically talking about, and I want to make that abundantly clear because I don't even know if you understood what I was saying from that, but it's literally people that 50, 60-year-old people that are taking time out of their day to make money off of my nuts. And that's what I was just like, damn, like there's a lower form and a scourge of society that will, that just doesn't care. That just doesn't care. Right. So like, that's what I specifically, I was just like, damn. But let me be clear, though. It doesn't upset me. Why? Because in life will always exist scavengers. There will always be bottom feeders. And those people are bottom feeders. They feed from the bottom of the ocean because they're not talented enough to create their own shit and then see that off to the promised land. But they wait for other people to say shit in a way to drive a narrative, to paint a picture that's completely false, right? That's specifically what I was speaking about.
I just found what you said when you started the live and everything. Talking about those people as not on your part, but on theirs is disingenuous, man. And that's the reason why I called up. It's not to like particularly, disagree with you, but to disagree with them, like,
Oh,
bro, I mean, not trying to be funny because you said, hey, call up if you disagree with me. Actually, man, I called up to disagree with your detractors. I called up to disagree with that first woman that you talked about. Now, you can put me in the back chat. No, hold on. You can put me in the back chat if you don't. If you want me to specifically target you. But MTR, man, I've been watching your content for about a year and a half, bro. And there have been some things I disagree with, and there's been some things that I agreed with, but it hasn't been recently.
OG, I want you to disagree with something that you remember from the past, and I'll put you back down in there if you want to think about it. But OG, listen, what's in that pipe? That's not tobacco in there.
No, it's it's a pipe. No, bro, my grandfather smoked a pipe. It is regular pipe tobacco, bro. I swear to God. And you said don't smoke on your live, so I'm not smoking.
I appreciate that, OG. All right, man. I'm gonna put you back down up in there if you really have legitimately something to something to disagree with. Here's the thing, though. I know that if I have OGs like yourself watching the platform, I'm doing something correct. All right. So shout out to you, my G.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it, bro.
That.
And you know what? Keep on moving.
I appreciate the love, brother. All right.
Yeah, got
Thank
you,
man.
all day.
All right, boss. Shout out to the OGs. I'm real when I say that. I know I'm doing something right when the OGs call the channel just vibing. He said, I really had nothing to disagree with you. I was really calling to disagree with your detractors. All right. Shout out to the OGs. Shout out to the OGs. All right. Next to the stage. Let me put the link that's down up in there. Listen, where are all of the people? Where are all the people that's in my comments on IG, on YouTube? I'm right here. What's up? Your boy right here. What's up? Have I been disrespecting the last callers? No, we've been having a conversation. I'm right here. Call in. Oh, you don't want to call in, huh? Because what you say is bullshit, huh? Oh, okay. Got it. What you say, you'll say to get me canceled, right? Prove to me how I'm misogynistic. Prove to me how I hate women. Prove to me. Let's have a conversation about it. But no, you won't have a conversation about it. You'll just create shit and go hide on your portion of the internet. But I'm right here, next to the stage. What up, Lance?
What up, Lance? It's me. What's going on? Hey, listen.
Lance.
Hey, Lance. I'm gonna be real.
Wait, hold up, Lance. I can hear myself, brother. Okay, you got to turn off YouTube. You got to turn off YouTube.
You got to turn off YouTube. Okay, copy.
All right, I'm gonna go to someone else real quick. Next to the stage, Greg. What up, bro?
What's going on, big dog?
Chilling, man. How are you?
Man.
What you disagree with, man?
I only have a disagreement with your detractors, like the last guy said. Them jokers is savages. Jokers are savages, man.
Yeah.
I remember that last video you did about you having cancer and you got surgery about your left testicle being removed.
Right. It was my right one.
I mean, it was your right testicle. If
I
was somewhere nearby, I would have gave you mine. I would have given you mine.
Oh, no, I appreciate that, G. If that was possible.
Would have donated it.
Hey, I appreciate that.
Everybody saying, and then that lady, that first lady you talked to just a few minutes ago.
I don't know if that's quite possible, but I appreciate the gesture. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's quite like a love or something like that. You know?
Yeah.
but I appreciate the gesture. But hold up, just real quick. Let me ask you a question, Greg.
Go ahead, man.
Is there content that that has my content that I create? Has it helped you in your life at all?
Man, it helped me. Man, it's been helping me a lot, man. I've been watching you. Everybody's been red pill, and I've been single since I've been 30.
Okay.
Still straighter than a 50 caliber bullet.
Okay.
I don't swing both ways. Nope.
I'm a bit confused, my G. Wait, what?
I'm not like the fag. I ain't like the faggots, man. You know. Mm-mm.
Oh Jesus! You about to get me popped off of YouTube? Hey, Greg, listen. I'm sorry. I got to go to the next one, my G. We can't.
All right, go ahead. No problem.
We can't say words like that. Oh God, Jesus Christ, Greg. Greg. I got to go back and edit that out. Shout out to Greg. I think his heart was in the right place, but I'm confused how we got to homosexuals. I don't know how that happened. I'll be honest. Where's my soundboard? Gotta lighten the mood. I don't know where it's at. I don't know what to do. I feel awkward. I feel awkward. I don't know what to do now. I gotta hurry up and end this stream so I can go back and edit that shit the goddamn out. God damn it, Greg. You about to get me popped off of YouTube. I did not say that. My sponsors, if you watch it, I didn't say that shit. God damn it, Greg. Guys, I'm gonna put my link back down into the goddamn shit. Guys, there's certain words you can't say up here. All right. You got to show the platform some respect. Okay. Let's get Lance back up here.
You know, Lance, I don't like
Lance, the YouTube is still on, brother. You gotta. I'm hearing major feedback, brother. I'm hearing major feedback. Hold on. Let's try. Same thing. I don't know what's happening, Lance. We can't get to you until the feedback stops. All right. Next to the stage, Terry. You're in complete and utter darkness. You're scaring me. Turn on a light. Terry, turn on a light and I'll come back to you. Okay. What are you guys doing? Are you looking at yourself in the camera before? You were in complete and utter dark. Okay, Terry. There you go, Terry. What's up? Terry, I can't hear you now. Okay. I can't hear you. All right, next to the stage. What up, Marcus?
What up?
Chilling,
Can you hear
bro.
me?
How do you disagree with me? Let's talk about it.
So my disagreement starts at your reactions and interview of Shahrazad Ali.
Okay.
I don't like her.
What specifically?
I don't like her characterization of white people as the enemy.
Do you disagree with me or do you disagree with her?
I disagree with you not saying anything about it.
Oh, okay. No, I can take that. Well, here's the thing. Let me just address that real quick. I don't, in my daily life, I don't think white people are enemies of me at all. Yeah. Let me make that. So here's the thing, and I'll keep it funky with you guys. I love Shahrazad Ali so much that like sometimes you gotta let the love go. You gotta let them go, and you gotta understand that she comes from a completely different generation. So I would say like her understanding of gender dynamics is spot on, and it continues to be spot on. Okay, but the idea of the white man, right, like on all that type of rhetoric, I don't live my daily life thinking like that. But you gotta understand, she's way older than us, so she's seen a lot more bullshit, right? So she's seen a lot more. But in my daily life, I don't think and operate like that. So if you disagree that I didn't pause her right there and correct her, I receive
Or say something
that.
after. Yeah.
Or what?
Or say something after, like after she hopped off the stream. I understand not correcting her in the mid, but after be like, hey, I definitely don't agree that white people are the enemy. I know I have white supporters in my chat and
well,
that
here's
watch
the
me.
thing. I'm not going to do a whole stream on that specific thing, but within my content, you can tell that that's not the way that and I've said it specifically about I've talked specifically about people who just blame everything on race this, race that, when really you just didn't perform as good as the next person. That's how I've always lived my life, right? I've never been a victim in the country that I grew up in at all. And I try to continue to push that message forward. So here's the thing. I hear your point, I receive your point, and I understand your point. So thank you so much, brother.
One more thing. One more. I just recently started looking into the divorce statistics.
Okay.
And they're not very good to me. Like I looked into
do you have any numbers to show on the screen?
No, I don't have any.
Okay.
I just went into researching it, and I saw that there was like 3 main ways to calculate it.
Wait, hold on, real quick. I'm looking at the Dragon Ball Z in the background. I'm looking at the Full Metal Alchemist in the background. We got a cool guy amongst us. Okay, I didn't see that at first. Okay, continue, brother. Go ahead.
I know there's the crude statistic, the refined statistic, and then the cohort statistic, and none of them seem like they're actually addressing the question that most RP people are trying to answer with, which is, what are my chances as a person today that I will get divorced in the future? None of those seem very good at answering that question when you look at how they calculate it.
No. So I agree with you. But see, there's not. How do I say this in a way that's not too technical? Data can be used, or statistics can be used in a variety of different ways in order to tell a story or paint a picture. And depending upon how you segment the population that the statistics is talking about, might change the story drastically.
Yep.
Within that being said, it'll be very difficult for you, black male, however old that you are, this particular income, to determine your specific rate for divorce. I don't know of any data that says that at all. So if the point is that it doesn't exist, I haven't seen it. But if you find it, send me an email, and then I'll be able to talk about it on the channel. Okay.
Yeah. My only point with that is.
Marcus, I got to move on to the next person. You made 2 fantastic points. I got to move on to the next person, though. We got a bunch of other brothers that's down in here. But thank you so much for continuing to call in. And I want them to animate the moral arc sooner rather than later. All right, brother.
All right.
Peace.
All right. Thank you.
Shout out to that brother. I think that he made 2 fair points. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing, is that I am so happy that I have brothers like him that are looking at the channel, because they keep me on my P's and my Q's, and they make sure that the things that I'm talking about comes from a place of authenticity as well as truth. So shout out to that brother. Okay. Let me get some more that's down up in here. Coming to the stage. What up, Sierra? I can't hear you, mama. I can't hear you. You're muted. Unmute your mic. Hit the unmute button.
Hello,
There you
Ciara.
go.
How are you?
There she is. I'm doing particularly well. How are you?
I'm good. One of the reasons why I joined is because I got into the biggest argument with my husband. And that was when I kind of discovered your YouTube channel. I've been married for 9 years. I'm a mother
Okay.
of 2 boys.
Okay.
Try to do everything the right way. And it was just, you have a very pleasant voice to listen to, but I just feel that from listening to a lot of YouTubers like yourself.
I'm sorry, you say you had 2 boys?
Yes, I have 2 boys.
Okay, I'm listening.
After I got married,
Mm-hmm.
raised in New York City. I live in a rural area now.
Are you in upstate?
Huh?
Are you in upstate New York?
No, I'm in Colorado, in a very
Oh, you went to
rural
Colorado.
area.
Whose
Yeah.
idea was that?
It was both of our ideas. We got into a certain business that is allowed in Colorado.
Continue.
Hemp is legal.
She high as shit right now. That's exactly why she got the sunglasses on. But go on, mama.
But I just want to because it was like the biggest argument. I never disrespected my man, and
Okay.
I got into the largest argument. That's when I discovered your channel. So I was like, let me call you.
Let's get after it, Ciara. Let's get after it. What's up?
So one thing women or people need to understand are their deal breakers, right?
Okay.
There's just certain things that you're just not going to budge on. So
non-negotiables.
Non-negotiable. So I'm a very, easygoing, cooperative person, which is why my man married me. He's a very attractive guy, blah, 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 hot guy, whatever. But I realized after I got married and after I became a mom that I did not like, I had a tolerance for before. And every time I bring the subject up, everybody wants to mute me and shut me up. But I do not like canines, especially around my children.
Dogs.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a problem because
do you have a dog issue? Like were you attacked?
No, I wasn't attacked, but I just feel that it's almost, with Black people, not everybody experience police brutality, but they could relate to it and they don't like it, right? So anyway, I had a dental appointment and he was like, okay, I'm just gonna have my boy watch my boys, and I know his friend had a dog. And I was like, well, how's that gonna work out? I got small kids and I don't like that, and he's just like, it's okay, it's no big deal. And then it just kind of escalated because I was just like, no, that's a deal breaker for me, And I just think
so I'm confused, Mama. What do you disagree with me on? Because
I think like you look at women, not you specifically, but it's kind of like women are valuable for only like 10-15% of their lives, and then they after 27 they start depreciating, and you kind of look at us as like an appliance. Like, okay, we're
wait a minute. Let's can I slow you down real quick, Mama? First, you were talking about a goddamn dog, and that's why I brought the dog up on the screen. Shout out to Lance Thrower, who's not in there. And then now you're talking about a completely different topic, which is that women decrease in value over time. So, is there a connection between the 2 points first?
Yes. Because the connection is we're not appliances. We have feelings. We have expectations.
Okay, no. I'm asking again. What does the dogs have to do with thinking that I think of women as appliances?
Because a lot of times men want women who are cooperative. They don't want you to have disagreements. They want you to trust their leadership. They want you to go along with their plan and be a help me. But we also have
Ciara,
boundaries.
Just real quick, I'm going to ask a question because I'm trying to understand this before we move on in the conversation. What does you not wanting to have dogs around your children have to do with thinking that in my platform I push that women are appliances? I'm trying to understand that real quick before we go on to the next point.
Because
if it doesn't connect at all, Mama, just say it doesn't connect.
From what I understand, the value of women in a lot of people's opinions decrease with age. And so our value becomes our services, our ability to provide support, cooperation, do the household stuff, perhaps bring an income into the house. Like how many services can we provide is related to our value and how men appreciate us. How much services can we
So
provide?
so I still don't know how it's connected to the dogs, but let's overstep that point because I don't want to get too connected to it. Men are determined by their utility. Their utility determines their usefulness within a society as well as their usefulness to a woman. That's why I tell so many young men that watch this channel to build yourself up to the best version of yourself, as well as identify your passion and your purpose and your meaning in life as early as possible, so that you can be able to hopefully do something that makes of enough income where you can go back, let down a drawbridge, and let a lovely young lady in. It seems to me that you have an issue in this modern society where women try to be as equal with men with being judged for your utility as well, even though our utility is judged on different accesses or different planes. So help me understand how men are used to being judged for our usefulness, but women through feminism are trying to be like men. And now that you get judged for your usefulness, you have a problem with it.
Because we get accused of trying to be like men when we have objections or opinions, when we're not as flexible or cooperative. But there are certain deal breakers and boundaries that just as a human being, we're not different species, that we also want acknowledged and respected. We can't just
Okay,
cooperate and go along with just anything.
yeah. So when I talk about a woman that is submissive, I just talk about a woman that's more agreeable than not. It doesn't mean that everything that I say is going to be the gold standard and you have to abide by everything. In fact, I don't want a woman next to me that's like that. I want a woman that I introduce her with an idea and she could take a look at that idea, and most likely she has chose me because I make fantastic decisions. But if she thinks that she can make that idea better, then that's a goddamn conversation. I never want to be in a place where everything that I say is shit. Name one type of company where there's a CEO that's a totalitarian ruler. It doesn't work. It doesn't happen. And in fact, that CEO utilizes, good CEOs utilizes the strengths of all of the people within his cabinet to make even better synergistic decisions for the wholeness of that particular company. So I'm getting a little bit confused here when we talk about, is it your issue with my stance on wanting submissive women or agreeable women? If we can get very specific and to the point that you disagree with me on.
I disagree with your ability to express how much you are able to enjoy getting into your craft and putting so much into your craft. But if you're a mother and a wife, you have a limited amount of time because of the services you're providing your family. You can't just get so wrapped up into your craft. You have responsibilities and deliverables. Who is doing XYZ in the household?
You talking about your craft?
No, I'm talking about your craft. Whether you're doing, you specifically with the software or whatever you're doing, how focused and dedicated you are. We as mothers and wives don't have that amount of free time because we're the ones providing the daily services. You guys come in with the occasional services like maintenance on a car or in case a burglar comes, once in a lifetime services. But our time is booked. We don't have all this lovely time to dedicate to our craft like you brag about because we're providing all the household services. And in addition to bringing in income, it was almost like we're appliances. And the joke is after you get to a certain age, you're not the hot young thing anymore. You're just almost like an appliance and your value is associated to the amount of services you can produce.
Is your husband there?
No, he's not right now, but I am
I
married.
would love to be able to speak with him. I would love to be able to speak with him. Can I just give you can I just give you just my opinion real quick? I think one of the issues that might be difficult for you to understand, that you'll maybe have to deal with your husband for the rest of your life is your clarity when addressing key topics, because it was very difficult for me to follow where you were going with your particular point, specifically in speaking about what I say and how it is a bad message to men or how you don't agree with my message. It's going to be very hard because a man is like, listen, and I'm not trying to be mean or anything like that, but I think that as men, we want the information right here so we can fix shit, so we can manipulate the environment to get you whatever it is that you want right? Like not whatever it is that you want. We're not simping over here, but I mean, we will manipulate the environment, right? And try to fix shit for you. But if you go off on these tangents and communicating to your husband, I can only imagine, because just right now in this conversation, I'm like this on my head. Like it's hard for me to keep up with you in a particular conversation is for the things that you are demonstrating. Even at this point in the conversation, I really don't know what you disagree with. But okay, so if you disagree with the point that as women become older, they become less valuable. Well, go to any strip club. Where do you see 50-year-old strippers in mass?
But our value isn't only based on our sexual market value. Like you are depreciating someone who's
No,
because they're not. And if it is,
it's not.
But if it is, let's just say that it is. That means you're basically setting us up for you playing yourself a betrayal, because you're basically saying you're valuable for only 15 to 10% of your life, and then after that, you're old.
Yeah,
So
but your goal, but your goal in that time is while you are at your most valuable is to lock a man down. But it sounds like you already locked a man down. So I'm confused why this conversation even exists when you're already married. You already locked a man down. Are you combating that does not exist? Are you combating how men find women attractive? Men find much more younger, in shape women attractive. So I mean, do you disagree how men find women attractive?
No, I don't disagree with that, and I do agree with that. I just disagree with the fact that a lot of times you guys don't want to talk to the married woman, and a lot of times
I'm talking to you now, and it's not clear.
Well, I'm just saying that a lot of the women, they kind of saw the situation with their parents, and they're like, no deal, right? So it's really just saying what happens after you get to that plateau. You got the man, you're working, you're cooperative. Is your life great?
Mama, I'm confused what you're disagreeing with me on. I still haven't a clue.
Okay. I just feel that you enjoy privileges, which is everybody's different, but you enjoy privileges because you have more free time to go into your craft, and you're expecting everybody in your circle to be supportive of you doing your craft, while not acknowledging that women also have interests and desires to work on things too. But we're booked because we're providing services. It's not going to be equal. But if it's so lopsided, it's just like you're enjoying your craft and we're running around trying to keep everything together. And
have you guys gotten marriage therapy?
We're not. I don't beef with him like that. You know what I'm saying? We're good.
I'm gonna restate the point. I think that I restated.
We had premarital therapy. We know
but you have marriage therapy right now, because the reason is because you said that you guys had a big argument based off of the things
that was
that
like
I talked about.
A year ago. I've been watching you for a year.
Listen, and let me also say this as well, because you mentioned in the beginning that you have 2 boys. What's going to be fundamentally important within your boys as they become of age, I'm not sure of their age, but they need to figure out themselves. They have to. It's incumbent on them. They got to figure out as early as possible to increase the chances of having a happy and a fulfilled life going into the future. It doesn't mean that if they wait till 40 to figure it out, it doesn't mean that they're not going to have a happy life, but they have to remain focused within that. Oftentimes, young men get dissuaded on their path because of women. Why is this important? Because men are judged on the utility or their usefulness within life. It's incumbent to us. It's incumbent to our purpose that we have to have a purpose. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. There's many women today that, their purpose is the family. Their purpose is the marriage. Their purpose is the kids, right? So there's within that, it doesn't mean that you can't have a purpose outside of that. And I never said that. And in fact, it's as long as the time schedules between the 2 people make sense for the family. If I'm the breadwinner, I expect you to be home more to take care of the kids. And you have to make concessions. Why? Because you chose to get married. And under whatever vows that you set, you have to lead life with those vows. And if there's some type of miscommunication that's happening and you can't solve it, he can't solve it, then you have to get a professional in there. But, and I'm not trying to be rude when I say this, but judging by how you communicate in a conversation, you should get therapy. Y'all should get therapy yesterday. Y'all should get therapy yesterday, because there needs to be an arbitrator, because from my perspective, it's tough following you. It's tough following you, and men just want peace. And I think it'd be very hard, because you got all of these thoughts, all of these emotions that they make sense to you, but to him, it might be seen as nagging. So I would suggest that. And I'm not trying to be rude when I say all of these different things.
I don't, we kind of adjust depending on who we're talking to, and I don't mean to rant, but I just wanted to say that we always acknowledge that 80% of the women are not able to stay at home, and you might have.
No, I say 80% of the women initiate divorce.
Well, I don't know, but the majority of women are not able to afford to stay at home. That's why we talk about the high value and the small percentage. So when I talk about the majority are two people who are perhaps working full time and have the same amount of limitations in their free time. But it seems as if the free time, you understand, outside of your working hours, because both parents are working for the majority, right? So if both parents are working for the majority, then your free time after work hours are very limited. And if I could tell that you would be the guy that's like, oh, let me work on my craft and have, all these purposes, which is fine, but women also have desires to develop and not just being, providing services.
Okay. I'll be honest with you. This sounds more like you don't disagree with me. It sounds like whatever the conversation is without arguing with your husband is what you disagree with, but you're like projecting through me. That's kind of what it sounds like.
Yeah.
And so it's difficult for me to argue a particular point that I never made. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes. I just
okay.
want to let you know how my feelings. All right. Take care.
Well, thank you so much for calling in, Mama. Okay. Can you give us one time for the one time? One time for the one time.
How about this? 42.
Oh, Jesus. I thought I was talking about lifting up your glasses, Mama. Holy. Wait, hold on. She about to get me popped.
That's right.
Jesus, Sierra. Holy moly. All right, I got to go, Baba. You about to get me kicked off of YouTube. All right, peace out. What the fuck? I told you, I gotta stop asking questions to married women. I'm gonna get an email from that husband pissed. I'm gonna get an email from that man pissed. He's gonna try to cancel me next. I just wanted her to be like this. Did she sew me her viscous innards? Is that what? You can't make this shit up, okay? You can't. Listen, man. I don't want to. Oh God, I don't. The husband's gonna want to fight me. All right. Did I ask how old the sons are? The son's gonna want to fight me too. Okay. I didn't ask her to do that. I said, did I not do this? Did I say get up and show me the innards? Is that what I said? I can't remember anymore. I'm so confused. Is that how they do in Colorado? They be out in Colorado getting it popping. Listen, I know these are modern times and we got modern married couples. I think she tried to show me the viscous innards. Listen, if I saw her reach for her pants, I would have clicked off. All right. But I was watching with steadfastness. Okay. Oh, all right. All right. I'm gonna drop the link down in here one more time. How much time? Oh, Jesus. Hour 40 minutes. All right. Guys, listen also too. There's gonna be the after party to this conversation is gonna happen in my Discord server. Hey, mods, can you guys drop in my link to my Patreon as well? Guys, my Discord server is connected through my Patreon. Okay. Click into the Patreon, join the inner circle so you can get access to me, as well as all of the dope people that are in my inner circle via that link. That's how you want to continue to do things in your life, to be around people that are raising their value each and every day. That's the place to do it. I went over the events that are going on over the next 2 weeks. We got dating relationship discussions. We got financial chats from someone that's down in there, and me as well. That is a financial advisor. I'm not a financial advisor. The person that's going to be hosting the discussion is a financial advisor. All right. We got other discussions. We got meet and greets that's happening tomorrow. We got a whole bunch of things that's going down there. Trust me, trust and believe, it is the best Patreon, best Discord on this side of YouTube. All right. It's crazy. Shout out to the last caller. All right. Next to the stage. What up, Lance? I still can't hear you, brother. No audio, brother. No audio. Next to the stage. What up, Mag?
What's good? Can you hear me?
Chilling, boss. How are you?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate the channel.
No,
I
it's
just
all
had
good,
one
bro.
small disagreement, if
Talk
you
to
don't
me.
mind. How you didn't go in on the first girl?
First girl. I didn't remember what the first girl was talking. Oh,
Mm,
the non-heterosexual woman.
yes.
I mean, you know,
That's the only thing I disagree with.
how I didn't go in on her. So what should I have gone in on?
To give her more perspective, I mean, basically saying, and you made it clear that she was not supposed to overtalk you. And I was getting irritated because she just refused to follow that instruction.
Yeah. No, I mean, I
And
kept
I
on
think-
muting her. I just kept on muting her. Like, at the end of the day, I don't want to just sun people because they start to get into their emotions. I want to hear their positions. I want to hear their point. I want to make sure that I understand their positions as well as their point as well. So, I mean, I could have sunned her, but like I don't like to do that on this platform. I'm not like a sunning type of a platform. You know, I want people to come up here and let their thoughts be known, right? And I want us to think together, right, in order to try to get closer and closer to the truth. But it's clear that at the point that she said she's not heterosexual, it's difficult to have a conversation with you because the truth of what men want, of course, it's not apparent and obvious to you. You know what I'm saying? So anything else for the platform, G?
Man, that was it, man. I really appreciate your streams, your jokes, your perspective, your point of view is hilarious, and it is insightful, and it is well appreciated. I thank you, man.
Hey, listen, man, I'm gonna be over here still supporting y'all, so y'all continue to support me. All right, peace out, bro.
Thanks, bro.
Next to the stage, Baptist 702. What's good, bro? How are you?
Good evening. It's good to see you, man.
Disagree with me.
Unfortunately, I don't have much of a disagreement. I do have two questions.
Damn it!
I'm
All right,
sorry,
no,
brother.
we can't do questions, brother. I need people to disagree with me. Yeah, I can't. Hey, listen, you can stay in the back. I want to get to disagreements first. I'll bring it back on if you want to wait until the end. But thank you, man. Next to the stage, what up, Alex? What do you disagree with, brother? Can't hear you. Fix your mic, and we'll come back. What up, fam? Oh, I can hear you.
What's going on? You can hear me?
What's up, brother? Should I refer to you as James?
Yes, you may.
Okay. What's your disagreement with me, brother?
Yeah, I was kind of of course I was disagreeing with the lady because she was kind of going off.
No. What do you disagree with me with?
Well, that the insight that you didn't give her any insight. The married lady, the last lady that was on, you didn't give her any insight. Why?
Insight into what?
Into her conversation. In her conversation, what she was saying. So, and I understood because I kind of got lost at first how she was like, how was that connecting? But really, you just kind of, when you finally, it seemed like you caught on at the end, but you really just didn't give her no, anything to go off on because she was like going.
Okay. So let's change positions. What would you have said to her for insight?
Okay, that from what I gather, and what it was that I gathered is that her husband.
No, not what you gathered, but what is the insight that you would have gave her?
that she was in her proper place, that she was doing the things that she was in her purpose, and that the things that she desired should have fall off within that, being a married woman, being a mother, and if the husband felt that his two boys were safe around dogs, that she should have trusted his judgment. I'm kicking on everything she said right there. That's what I would have said.
Here's the thing. I chose not
yes,
to
sir.
do that.
I'm listening.
Yeah. And I chose not to do that because they're married and they have marital issues. So that the thing is like, if I would have said that, take it as what it is. But I think understanding what that is for them in their marriage would be best decided by a trained professional, because I'm not a counselor at the end of the day. Now, I could have said that. So I take the point. I could have said that. So, all right. Is that all that you got, brother?
That's it, sir. I like
all
when you interject. I like like the last dude just said, I love your insight, your point of view. I love it. I've been seeing you for 6 months since I've heard Kevin Samuels say your name. I seen you in Vegas. Y'all, I love it.
We
keep
going
doing
there.
Putting in the work.
I'm gonna keep doing
my
it,
thing,
brother.
Putting in the work. Let's do it.
Yeah, and keep on supporting me. Thank you, brother.
Most definitely.
All right, brother. All right, next to the stage. What up, Terry? Didn't we talk before? Oh wait, no, you had questions. Get out of here, Terry. Oh, what? Whoa! What's up, brother?
Yes, sir.
That's a dope.
Can you hear me?
Dope hat, man. Where did you acquire the?
I have my clothes custom made, brother. You never heard of me, Wise Nubian?
Never before, my brother. What's up, though? You disagree with me?
That. Pardon me, sir?
What do you disagree with me on?
Well, I disagree with the way you approach the opposite sex, how you give them too much leeway, and the way you connect with them and try not to be too aggressive.
Can I ask you a question? Can you give me a specific instance of what it is that you're referring to?
Oh, wow, man. I've been watching you for over a year. For me to do that would be very difficult. Let me just sum it up.
If you're watching for a year, you should have at least one example of what it is that you're speaking
I have
about.
many examples. I was just saying I didn't know which one to pick from. So let me try to come up with a way of saying it. I feel that you give a lot of the females leeway in the way they carry on in a upscale debating section with you saying, I'm trying to figure it out how to say it.
So I know, brother. So can you give me an example of what it is that you're speaking about? Like, of all of the year that you've been watching, you said you have many examples. Can you lay one example so I can understand exactly what it is that you're talking about?
Unfortunately, I can't pinpoint because I don't keep.
All right, I can't. Sorry, there's no disrespect to that, brother, because we can't get into a I feel discussion. You've been watching for a year. You should have at least one example of what it is that you're speaking about in order to help all of us be able to speak about it. I mean, there's no disrespect about that, but I got to be able to hear at least one example. Next to the stage. What up, Alex?
What's going on, MTR?
Chilling, brother. How are you?
I'm all right.
What's up?
So my disagreement is I don't believe red pill talking points work in relationships.
Am I a red pill content creator?
I don't think you're a red pill content creator, but I'm going to explain to you why I'm saying that. I'm only saying that because the last lady who called, I've been following you for a long time. I like the channel, so no, I don't think you're a red pill content creator. But the last lady who called, women don't know how to properly articulate their issues. And what she was trying to explain was most men don't have enough money to make it so that she can just be in the house and focus on the kids and focus on her looks. Most women have to work. So as a result of that, when someone listens to red pill talking points or the talking points as women as accessories or women being housewives and things like that, it becomes difficult, almost impossible to do because they have to work too. So now it's like you're working, you got to come home, you got to work out, you got to come home, you got to take care of the kids. I understood the point you were trying to make. So I'm not saying you're a red pill channel, but I'm just saying that those talking points of be on your purpose, the woman should play this role and all this stuff, I do believe men should shoot for that. I do believe that should be a goal for men, but I don't believe that that works in relationships because reality is only 10% of men make six figures, which would be that bare minimum to take
I
care
gotta
of a family.
understand. You don't believe men should do what? Say that again.
No, I believe men should shoot for six figures and men should be on their purpose. But the reality is only 10% of men ever make it there. So the stylized of she should be in the house taking care of the kids and she shouldn't basically be doing anything else makes it complicated to run a relationship with. I think what she essentially
I'm okay. Wait, so let me just comment on one thing real quick. It's I think it's interesting that most of the people that come up here today to disagree with me is based off of things that they're hearing in the stream, as opposed to the 950 videos that's on my channel. So,
like I said, I'm a listener.
I'm just gonna call it out. I just think that it's interesting. It's not based off of the 950 videos. It's based off of things that they heard in the channel. So again, so let's bring it back for a quick second because I want to be able to understand your point. And let me try to paraphrase at least a little bit what I'm trying to understand. What you're saying is that you've entered in here and you said that red pill talking points don't work in relationships. So let me ask you a question. What does red pill mean to you?
Red pill to me just means being outside of the matrix in general. It doesn't even just pertain to women. It just pertains to not being in the loop of the general idea of thinking on things, to being able to read between the lines.
Okay, so you don't think that being able to read between the lines is beneficial for men? Why?
No, when I'm saying red pill talking points, I mean the red pill talking points about relationships, as far as the woman should be in the house taking care of the kids, keeping their dress size short, staying in shape, and things of that nature. That's the part I don't think works in relationships. It's good to understand female nature and prepare yourself, for the negatives of female nature.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality is most men cannot afford to put women in a position that most red pill talking points would want them to put the women in. And I think that's what causes the confusion, because if they have to work too, then they're expected to do the majority of taking care of the kids, and they're expected to keep up the house, and they're expected to keep their dress size a certain size and things like that, and to stay in the shape. It gets to become a lot.
So
I think
here's the thing:
you should use those talking points to prepare yourself to not be manipulated by women.
I'm trying to understand, brother. I'm trying to understand.
Mm-hmm.
So red pill talking points. Let's talk about some of the red pill talking points. You said
the data
specific to women. One of the things that you said was that women remaining in shape. So you don't think that women should be remaining in shape?
No, they should be remaining in shape. Of course.
So why did you enter that in as a red pill talking point? I think human beings should be remaining in shape, both male and female.
No, I agree with you about that. What I'm saying is the conjunction of she needs to remain in shape, and she needs to take on most of the responsibility of rearing the kids, and she needs to take on the cooking, and she needs to take care of the cleaning.
I'm trying to understand the red pill talking point. I'm trying to understand the red pill talking point of specific to child rearing and who should be taking care of the child. Are you trying to say? So my understanding of red pill is identifying. Some people say female nature, and I say human nature, right? So you said it before, to read between the lines, and then you started to conflate a bunch of things down in there that became confusing because it's your interpretation of what red pill is. One of the things that you called out within there is maintaining a certain weight. And then you begin to call out, well, it's not just calling out within weight, it's the conjunction of all of these other things. One of the major red pill talking points is, why is there a difference between how a young woman conducts herself within the workforce when she's on her period versus when she's at home and she's on her period? At home, she plays into a lot of the emotions that may be unneeded, but in the workplace, it's a lot different when someone is paying her to act a certain type of a way. The specific comment around the man should not be taking care of the kids, I don't think that is, I've never said anything on my channel specific to that. So again, are we arguing things that I say, or are you listening to other red pill content creators and arguing those things?
If I was just going off of what you was just saying specifically in regards to her, I'm arguing off of the basics. The basic construct when we talk about
argue off of what I say. I mean, that's the whole point of having a smoke show, is to argue things that I say.
So you don't say that the man should be the primary provider.
Well, listen. I just told you a couple of things. I just told you a couple of things that I said. What do you disagree with things that I just said?
You never said those things, is what you're telling me.
I'm asking you a question. I just said multiple things that have to go with talking points that I actually state and say on this channel. what do you disagree with the things that I have said in the 950 videos that I have on the channel, or the things that I have said in the interactions on this live stream, or the interactions that I'm having within you, with you? What do you? I'm listening.
Okay, so in the last stream you just had, for example,
You said the last stream?
When you were just talking to the lady just now. I've seen streams
The last
of yours
call.
where you, yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying
Okay.
I understand what her concern was, because if you follow Red Pill dating talking points, and I have heard you say some of these things, like specifically like the man should be the lead, the man should be striving to make 6 figures, the woman should be staying in shape, she should be cooking and doing the majority of rearing the kids.
How long have you watched my channel?
Yeah, I've watched your channel.
I said, how long?
How long have I watched your channel? I've been watching your channel for probably like the last 2 years.
Because
you're telling me you haven't said those things. I just want to make sure. Are you saying you haven't said that?
You're butchering a lot of the things that I say, and you're taking them out of context. In the way that I say them.
I don't want to take up the whole time over explaining what video specifically.
No, because like for example,
to a quicker point.
For example, you just said specifically, and okay, specifically, men should be making 6 figures.
Yeah, you haven't said.
I never said that. I have never said that.
Okay.
So I have literally never said that. I said men should understand their purpose as early as possible within their life. Because in understanding their purpose, they'll be able to unlock a clear path towards happiness, because a man's purpose is a key factor in his happiness within life. Now, I do talk about, listen, you got to go after a purpose to be able to support yourself, but you should strive for the absolute top of that. I never said every man up here should be making 6 figures.
In the last call,
they should be striving for the top.
But in the last call with that lady, you did say though that the man
hold up. Before we move on, can we not acknowledge?
I'm not moving on.
No. I'm saying before we move on, what I said is that how long have you watched my channel? You said
2 years.
2 years. And I said, but it sounds like you're butchering key things that I said. Of the 3 or 4 things that you mentioned, I took one of those things and I said what I actually say. So I think there's a bit of disingenuousness, and maybe it's no fault of your own, of how you understand the content and then regurgitate that content when combating the points that I've said literally on this channel or to the woman before. Because I have never said on my channel, every man should be making 6 figures.
Right. Okay.
Can you acknowledge that first?
That's what I'm about to do. The specific number of 6 figures you have never said. However, in the last call with the lady on the call, you did say men should be striving to achieve the most monetary value that they can, because that's one of the things that men are judged off, which is their monetary value. Correct? You just said that to her, right?
To be honest, To be honest, I don't remember. But go ahead.
Okay,
Keep going.
all right. So what I'm saying to you is, I understand that men should be striving for that. Obviously, you should strive to be the best that you can be, right? But what she's saying is that most men don't make enough to be able to go for their purpose solely, and then the woman has to work as well. So she can't just be doing all of these extra things to make room for you to be on this purpose so that you can have this monetary value. That's what I'm disagreeing with. The 6 figure thing I give you, you never specifically said 6 figures. I am conflating that from other channels. But what I'm saying is, what she's saying is, and this is why I'm saying some of the talking points don't work in relationships, is for him to pursue his purpose, she doesn't have the time to allow him the space to do that.
Okay, but no. But see, here's the thing. There's a lot of assumptions within that, because we didn't talk about how much money that he makes or how much money that she makes. We don't know what their monetary makeup is. I think that you're putting some
general in relationships.
No. She was talking about her specific relationship. We weren't talking about. I never asked her about how much income that she makes. I never asked her how much income that he makes. We don't know what it takes for them.
What she said was, most women are in a situation where the man does not make enough money that the woman doesn't have to work.
Yeah,
this is why I'm saying the talking point of being on your purpose is cool when you're single. You should go hard. You should run your businesses, your YouTube, whatever you're trying to do. But when you're in a relationship and you have a family, You're not going to be afforded that same type of space because you have kids and you have a woman. You have to help maintain a household. I'm saying I disagree.
Yeah,
with
but that's a
point
different
because I understand
situation.
what she's saying with that.
Okay. Well, you know, it's fine. You can understand the things that she was saying. Did you understand when she got up and showed me her stomach?
Well, no, that's completely different. That was uncalled. And like I said, I agree with most of what you say.
So here's the thing. If the point is that not all men can command, not all men can, you know, let's say that you make $40,000 per year and you get a relationship with a young woman,
right, which is
and
the
you
average.
expect,
That's what the average.
hold on, making a point. And the idea is to expect her to be working in the workplace without making concessions for her time within a given, then that's fine. But we didn't get that deep within the conversation to understand how much money it is that they make, this, that, and the third. So if that's what the assumption is, then okay, you know, you can have that point right there. But again, to argue with specific things that I have said on this channel, I haven't quite heard that from you. I haven't quite heard that from you.
Well, yeah, basically what I'm saying, as far as specifically what you said, I do agree with men should be on their purpose. Men should chase the highest dollar that they should get. I disagree with that they should be doing that in a relationship. Okay. And like I said, I didn't expect to call in and disagree with you. I'm only calling in and disagreeing with you based off of the convo that where she said, because she said women, not herself. She said women generally have to work to keep the family up. And when men are told that they need to be on their purpose and they need to be chasing their dreams and doing all this stuff, it can hurt the family because the woman can't take on all these extra responsibilities to allow him to do that while she's still working. Like that's why I said I didn't even. But hold on. But
why? No. Hold on. But why? But why? I mean, let's really pressure test that for a quick second. Why can't she have a job and then also go back home and take care of the kids? What's the problem with that? Why are you assuming? Wait, hold on.
She has to work.
No. But the assumption is no. But you're making an assumption that he's not. She never said that he's not, did she?
She implied it, yeah.
She didn't imply that at all, brother. She did not imply that at all. Nope. Sorry.
When she said,
sorry, she didn't imply that at all. She didn't imply that at all. She just had a problem with the division of the responsibilities. But why is it such a difficult thing to have a job? And it, right, like you had kids, you got married. Did you not know the division of responsibility 9 years ago when you got married?
But
are you guys not actively going through therapy to talk through your situation, to figure out the best way to conduct it as you shift and mold within life? Are you not being proactive about that? Right? The idea of setting up that red pill talking points and then based off of this. No. I was just talking to her. Right? So already there's a bit of disingenuousness because I was just talking with her. And in fact, I didn't put information in there in order to come in between them. I just said, you need to go get therapy. And the way that you communicate, it's not clear. And if you're bringing that lack of clarity within the marriage, I can understand how he doesn't hear your point or he doesn't want to hear your point. Right. But I think there's a lot of assumptions in here based off of the things that we heard in that conversation. She never said that he's not there for the kids. Did she? Everybody down into the chat. Did she say that the husband is not there for the kids? Because your assumption is that, oh, he's a red pill guy. Therefore, hold on, brother. Not done. Because your point's being dismantled right now. She never said that. Your assumption is because he looks at content in the space that he comes in with this, according to you, a red pill talking point of that I'm going to work, follow my purpose, and she is to take care of the kids when she wants to do elsewhere. But she never said that he doesn't take care of the kids. Response, please.
Okay, am I unmuted now? Okay. What she said specifically was the talking points are men should be on their purpose. They should be doing all this and all this extra stuff. And it does not allow.
It's difficult to have a conversation when you're not responding to me.
Responding to you. I keep.
No, you're not responding to me. Let me ask you a question.
I am responding to
you. Did she ever say that he doesn't help taking care of the kids?
She said her issue was because
he's not answering my question. If you're not going to answer my question, did she say that he doesn't help? Yes or no? She said, listen, brother, I appreciate your love. I appreciate the support, but it's very difficult when we can't have a conversation when I'm asking you a very direct question. I'm asking you a very direct question, brother. Very direct. Yes or no? That is a yes or no question. If you continue to overstep my point, that it's difficult to have a conversation like that that's not disingenuous. Next to the stage. What up, brother?
What's up, bro? Hey, listen. The answer to your question is no, bro. She never said that.
She never said that. I appreciate that.
Right.
I'm happy to get the truth.
She never said that. I think what everybody not understanding and what everybody's not seeing is what she actually meant. She was talking about her craft, meaning, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I had a wife and she's working, stay-at-home mom, she's working in a house and she's working from a, AT&T call center, and she taking care of the kids at the same time. Then if she want to be like a singer, you know what I'm saying? I got the studio, she want to be a singer, whatever. Then she don't have time to do her craft while the man is out there, he doing whatever his craft, and he's out there rapping, he's right at the real estate, and he's out there, perfecting his YouTube, whatever he's doing, he's out there perfecting his craft. And I think that a lot of people are not seeing what she's saying. Is like, when is the man? And this is what I understand from her. So that's why I disagree on she didn't make sense, because this is where it makes sense to me, is when is the man gonna say, hold on, let me take time out of myself and let my woman perfect her craft.
You communicated a lot better. I
Facts, bro.
understand it. Okay, you had communicated a lot better. And I understand that, but see, the thing is and this is why I didn't just say to her, tell her what I thought or what it should be, because it's her marriage, right? Like, whatever you guys set up within the confines of your marriage, right? If there's issues that come across, if y'all can't figure it out, then you have to go get help for it. I don't know. So like the brother was saying something like the red pill don't work, and I'm just like, I didn't tell her. I said, number one, it's difficult to communicate with you. It's tough to get you on a point. And then also, when is the last time that you've gotten marriage counseling? Because like, like I don't know what y'all set up within y'all marriage, right? Like, and I don't talk about married couples. Like, I don't. It's not my thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I talk about dating, relationships, courting, like up until that. But at the point that they become married, I'm out the league, mama. You know what I'm saying? You need to go get professional. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I understand though. I understand the way that you communicated it. I understand it a little bit better.
Facts, man. And that's it, man. I watch you all the time, man. I'm just here showing love and to let you know, man, what you doing with the red pill, you're right, man. Keep doing that, man. To help all these brothers that just don't know, or they just out here just for the woman because her beauty, or they doing whatever for these women. They just don't know how these women are deceiving and how they playing. And then again, how the men, you know what I'm saying? Because that's a lot of people don't understand. You don't hold nothing back on the men either. When the men messing up, you getting on their bumper all day, man. And I feel like, what you're doing is waking everybody up, and it's also waking the women up, because a lot of them don't know what we want. And you on point when you talk about everything, like, oh, this is how we feel, how y'all treating us. I talk about this all the time, bro, with my people, everybody. It's how y'all treating us. You can't be out here treating me, talking to me crazy, doing me like this. Yeah, we gonna look at the Asian woman. She over here, and a lot of them talking about, because they poor. A lot of them ain't because they poor. A lot of them just like you because they like you. There's a lot of Asian women over here, right here in America, that be on
show love.
For me, like, hey, they be all, and then when they like, I had, it's one Asian right now. I ain't gonna say her name, but listen, man, take me out. The first girl to take me out, you know what I'm saying? Another female to take me out, you know what I'm saying? But black women, when are y'all gonna start catering to the men, or out here out here and actually do this stuff? Y'all out here raising us.
Here's the thing though. I think like the women that look and follow this channel A lot of
Right.
them are looking for, they watch this channel because they're looking to understand. And I think the
Right.
way that I can be able to communicate kind of what men experience and what men are looking for, they receive it and then they make changes within their lives, right? So,
Right. Right.
hey,
Right.
but listen, Hunter, I appreciate you calling in, bro. Let me see if anyone disagrees with me. All right.
I got you, bro. Take it
All
easy, bro.
right, man. Peace.
All right.
All right, boss. What up, fam?
What's up, MTR, man? How you doing, my brother?
Chilling, man. All right, listen, man. What do you disagree with me with?
You know, I just got to the video, so you know, I don't really have a lot to disagree on.
God damn it, Leb. You didn't follow the instructions. Today's a disagreement day.
Well, my disagreement. Sure. I don't know. I don't have. Well, so modern women today, like,
Lem, you
why?
didn't come prepared. Okay. God damn it.
Yeah,
Lem.
I didn't come prepared.
Listen,
my
it's a
bad,
disagreement
bro.
day. All right. I gotta put you back down in there. Next time, come prepared to give
Yes,
me
sir.
some.
My bad, man. I am a big fan, though. I've been watching your videos, man.
I appreciate that, boss. Wholeheartedly.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Yes, sir. Hey,
All
stay
right, man.
stay blessed, my king. Stay blessed.
I appreciate that, boss. All right, man. There's someone else down in here. Hello?
Oh my goodness. Is it working? Can you hear me?
Listen, no, it's not working because you're not showing your face.
Oh, sorry. There's a reason for it. I'm kind of sick, so I kind of look terrible, so it's best not to show my face right now.
Listen, it's we don't, you know, there's no such thing as looking terrible. You know, you look how you look. Okay. This is Earth. There's people on Earth that look a specific type of way, whether sick or not sick. You got to cam up, mama. Okay.
I don't
Just
know.
hit on that camera button. Get in there.
It's okay.
Click
I just have
Click it.
I just need your
Click it.
I just need something.
Click it.
Wait.
Click it.
Wait. This will be quick. Okay.
Click it. Click
be quick, and then I'll leave.
it.
Have you heard of the?
She don't follow instructions. Okay. I gave her 10 seconds. What up, Jelly? Hey.
What's going on, MTR? How you doing, man?
Chilling, man. What's up with you?
Just joined the Patreon last night, man.
Yep. Oh, I recognize your name.
Yep. That was the one that
we
was
were talking about the patriarchy.
The patriarchy. Yep.
Yeah.
So
all right, so what do you disagree with, brother? Because I got like literally 30 seconds, and then I gotta.
Okay, so
go host the after party, which you will be a part of.
Yeah, I'll be there. I guess I just wanted to expand on a little bit about the patriarchy, just so you know, get a little back and forth as to why I believe that the patriarchy exists.
So I only got a certain amount of time, brother. Maybe this is probably best for the Discord. We can chop it up there because I think a conversation like this is going to take a long time.
Honestly.
So let's chop it up in the Discord.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Thanks, boss. What up, fam? Listen, man.
What up?
Why do you have a mask on and you're at home?
I'm not at home.
Where
I'm
are
in the
you?
hospital. I'm in the hospital right now. But
I need you
the only
to take
thing
your mask off.
I can't do this.
Okay. I can't talk to you then. You know, you're in a room by yourself. There's no one in there with the COVIDs. You know what I'm saying? There's no one in there with the COVIDs. All right, guys, listen. We've gone 2 hours and 15 minutes. I think that there's way enough amount of time. So here's what it is. Here's the thing. Unfortunately, people that have smoke for the platform that don't agree with the way that I conduct and hold these conversations, that don't agree with the things that I talk about in the 900 plus videos that are up here. You know, they don't want to come up here and they don't want to have a conversation. Right. They don't want to do that. And the thing is like, I'm so blessed to have as many smart, intelligent people that are subscribed to me on the channel. So I wanted fantastic conversations here today. I wanted it to be productive as well as entertaining. Okay. Shout out to everybody that came through on the channel. Appreciated all of you guys' thoughts, all of you guys' concerns. However interesting that they but trust and believe this is a critical thinking channel. We toss up ideas and we discuss the environmental factors or the things that have leading up to that particular idea, or why is there such an impact in the culture within society, as well as to take a look at the things that are untrue, really, really specific to men, and make people that watch the content understand why it's untrue, so we can become closer to the truth. Because I trust with everything within my soul that the closer that you are to the truth, the more that you get outside of the matrix, the more that you could be joyous or happy within your life. Shout out to everybody down into the building one more time. Hopefully you guys have fun here today. Come join the Patreon. Come support your boy. All right, I'm gonna put the link in here one more. Again, shout out to the mods. So a couple of us down into the building. All right, Gail, I see you. Wholeheartedly appreciate that. Thank you so much, Mama. I'm gonna throw the Patreon down in there one more again. MTandR. Shout out to Michael. Appreciate the $2 super chat, my brother. All right, come and support. Come and join the conversation. We have fun up there. Shout out again to the spot. Oh, I got a $100 super chat. They want to be seen in your show. They don't have a disagreement. LOL. Shout out to Buck. He's also a channel member. Shout out to Buck. Appreciate the $100 sponsorship, my G. Big ups to NTR. Kevin Finley. Appreciate the $20 super chat. Shout out to everybody. All right. Until next time, YouTube. Peace.